Right. Hi, everyone. Sorry, we had some technical problems in the past live, so here we go again. So, let's start. Why did we start this page? Why do we want to talk about this subject? Basically, we are a group of Arab native-speaking atheists. We live in Western societies, in Western countries, and we are seeing right now that politically it's being pushed to be the same countries we fled from. We don't want Islam to expand in these societies because the Islamic culture is a dominant culture where it won't accept sharing the power with anyone. What they're trying to do is to try to move into the West, expand horizontally as much as possible by numbers, because this is how you win elections, since we have a very high rate with births. So they're trying to what they are trying to do is to move in the Western societies, show the nice face, show that they accept democracy, show that they respect LGBTQ community, for example, or they have compassion for the non-Muslims. And in reality, it's not true. What they are trying to do is they're trying to use the term Attaqyah. Attaqyah is this almost, it's like bluffing, where you pretend to be something that you're not. Let's say that they will accept democracy, but they don't, since it's a dominant culture. They will use the elections to win the power, and once they do, there will be no more democracy. So this is why we, as atheists, and we speak Arabic, and we come from that culture, since we escaped mentally from it and physically, we don't want to see that happen, not to us, not to our children in the future. That's what we're trying to do, because we believe in the Western civilization, we believe in the Western culture, we believe in democracy. And I'm going to leave you right now with Sam, who will start talking about the term Attaqyah, and he will show you the sources of it and how it was practiced historically through the Sharia. How does the Muslims act, and why do they march, for example, in the LGBTQ proud rallies, saying, "Oh, we are with multiculturalism, we are with diversity," but in reality, they are not. So I'm going to leave the mic right now for Sam, so he could speak more about it and show you the sources of it and where it comes from. And he will start displaying a video for probably what could be probably a Pakistani immigrant who lives in Canada, where he will speak his own mind, where he will reveal his own feelings and the reality, how he feels after he started to feel that he have some power in Canada. So there you go, Sam. You can start.
Okay, thank you, Adam. And I apologize again for the technical issue. Yeah, I would like to share actually a video with you guys. That's actually an Indian immigrant, as far as I know from his accent. So we'll start the video here.
We can have a Muslim majority nation here in Canada.
In Canada with a reporter.
One day we can have a Muslim majority nation here in Canada. Right in your face.
We have Canadian law here, and you say that you want Sharia law to displace Canadian law. That doesn't sound very respectful.
In majority, you wouldn't have any other option. You go to your queen and tell her to change the laws.
Change the laws to what, sir? To Sharia law?
No, change the laws to not allow any more Muslims to come to Canada. We owe our allegiance and our loyalty first and foremost to our religion, not to the queen, to be honest. When I went for my so-called oath, I was silent. I didn't say anything. It was your responsibility to make sure you got it out of me. So when I didn't say anything, I'm not liable to anything.
So simply, this immigrant, he's a Canadian immigrant, and he came to Canada and he applied for citizenship. He got the citizenship, But when he pledged to the queen, obviously Her Majesty was still alive, he didn't say anything. He pretended that he's telling the oath, but he didn't do it. So he bluffed the system by pretending that he was loyal to the queen, and now he's telling the reporter, tell the queen to change the law because you have no choice. You are bringing Muslims, and the Muslim will be dominating Canada at some stage because they are multiplying, of course, and they will change the law to Sharia law. So that's a very good example of Attaqyah. Attaqyah is a very important part of Islam and a very commonly used principle of Islam. Actually, I was planning to show you some links online, but obviously there is a copyright issue, especially with Facebook. So I will not be able, unfortunately, to show you the links and show it because the copyrights. Otherwise, we could actually have trouble in our Facebook page. However, I can read it, and I am fully responsible of what I'm reading, and I'm happy to translate to everyone as needed if some people wants to join us. So we'll start with where it came from. It's an essential part of Islamic culture because it's mentioned in Quran. So what is mentioned in Quran? It's the verse number 28 of the section of Al-Imran. So in Quran, Al-Imran is the section number 3, and the verse 28 is the subject of discussion here. What does it say? It says, لا يتخذ المؤمنون الكافرين أولياء من دون المؤمنين ومن يفعل ذلك فليس من الله في شيء إلا أن تتقوا منهم تقاتا. So the believers do not take the disbelievers as guardians rather than from the believers. So that's what God is telling the Muslims. Do not take guardians from the disbelievers or from the pagans or from the kuffar.
Sam, can you show us, please? Sorry, I'm sorry for the interruption. Can you show us the verse because we can't see it on the live?
No, I can't because there is copyright.
I have just
got a warning from Facebook.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, so otherwise they could block the whole page. So if we have any Muslims, they would know that I am telling the truth. Okay, so that's why I'm giving the reference. It's Al-Imran, the section number 3, and it's the verse number 28. So God is telling the Muslims, you do not take guardians. What is guardians here? Guardians means the political leaders. So the guardian of the United States is Joe Biden, and the guardian of France is Emmanuel Macron. So the word awliya is the plural of the word wali. Wali is one, awliya is plural. So in some versions of translated Quran, you may find it as friends. It is not friends. And I insist on that if what I can do here, I can share the translation of the word awliya. That's not copyright restricted. So now you can see it, I guess. Yes, now it's shared. So as you can see in the translation, that the word wali is the single of the awliya, is translated as custodian or guardian. So this is very important part of the story. So the verse continues and says, do not do that unless, if you do that, you are not in God in anything. So this means you are not Muslim anymore. And unless you can do that, you can't take guardians unless you want to protect yourself. So this guy, this immigrant in Canada, was applying exactly the principle of Priya in his life, that he pretended that he was accepting the democratic law of Canada, still hoping that the Muslims in Canada will multiplicate to the point that they can take over by democracy. They would use democracy to reach the power, and then they change change the law to Sharia law when they are majority. So of course the verse is explained in many books in Islamic history, and what I'm saying is definitely what it means, and everyone can actually go and check. The other type of Attaqyah, which was practiced by the Prophet Muhammad himself, is what is named al-Ma'arid. So Prophet Muhammad says in al-Ma'arid there is an escape from lying. He says in Arabic, "Inna fil ma'arid manduhatun anil kadhib." So what is al-Ma'arid? Al-Ma'arid is to tell the lie, but you tell it in a way that it's not a lie. How? For example, if I am at home and I know some friend is coming to knock at my door to talk to me, or someone is coming to take money from me and I don't want to see him, so I would tell my son, when Ahmad, let's say, comes, you open the door and you tell him, I'm not here. But when you say I'm not here, you mean that I'm not with you at the door, not inside the house. So my child goes to the guy at the door and tell him, my dad is not here. And he means at the door, not inside the house. So that's accepted in Islam. So that's how people teach their children to lie. It's in the culture. It's embedded in the Islamic culture, which is a very big problem. And one of the very famous story about Muhammad himself, that he was sitting with his friends or at home, and his wife Aisha, the young the child wife, was in the meeting, and someone wanted to see him. They told him, well, that guy was known, wants to see you. He said, okay, bring him in. But such a bad man. He said, بئس ابن العشيرة. So everybody expected that when that guy comes in, he would talk rude to him and kick him out or something. But what he did was completely the opposite. Actually, he was very nicely talking to him. So after he left, his wife told him, why did you talk to this guy nicely if you hated him? He said, well, look, Aisha, worst man in the eye of God, whom people avoided him. So he's trying to tell her, he was telling her that this guy, people don't like him, so God hate him. But I had to, to show the opposite. So Muhammad himself, the Prophet Muhammad himself, practiced and practiced the deception. And I don't need to tell you that Quran says, وَإِنَّ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ إِسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. So you have in the messenger of God the best example, or he's the idol whom you have to follow. So yes, unfortunately, that's how it is. We have a guest here. We have Carlos. I will stop sharing and we'll allow Carlos in. Hello, Carlos.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello,
Thank
Carlos.
you
Hey.
for coming. Hello, Carlos.
Hello.
Okay, so the mic is yours if you like to add something.
No, I wait. I waiting. I waiting now.
Would you like to talk? Would you like to add something? Do you know what we are talking about?
No, just now I'm joining.
All right.
Okay, Carlos. All right. So I could guess from your accent that you are natively Arabic speaking too. We are here to discuss Attaqyah in Islam, or the Islamic Deception. So we explained what it is and we showed a video. First of all, of course, we are here to criticize Islam and to criticize the Muslim immigrants who deceive the democratic system and the Western countries, and they pretend that they accept democracy and they accept the political system in those countries, while actually they are hiding what they believe in. So that's what we are actually talking about. So would you like to join the discussion? Would you like to add something?
Now, no, I'm listening to you now.
Okay, so all right. Well, look, if you don't mind, you need to mute yourself.
Okay.
If you don't mind, just mute
Oh,
yourself.
okay.
And I guess, Brave, would you like to take over? Would you like to add something?
Yes, please. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Adam, for this very good space stream to speak about a very, very important topic, which is seems that is really important for any American or Canadian or Western people to know and take care of this situation. It's a critical situation to deal with citizens who have the rights as you. They are living with you. Maybe they are in your neighborhood. They are working with you. But these citizens have a bad agenda, actually, could affect your life or your future generation life in the future. So basically, Taqiyya or the deception, like Sam described, to be honest, like this first time I learned that this is spoken about in like definitely like we have seen in the Quran and in the Ahadith. And basically, I came from Middle East. I'm a migrant in America, and I can tell that majority of people I dealt with, Muslims, not all of them, but majority of them, actually they follow Taqiyya, the deception. Uh, I witnessed a lot of bad behavior around me, and especially in the civil war, Syrian civil war, and how they are reacting toward the events, and under the name of democracy or what's called Arab Springs, they actually lived the taqiyya itself. So basically, they would say that we need freedom, we need democracy, we are the highest number, and we have the right to take the lead of the Syrian region, for example. But actually, behind the scene, they have an Islamic Sharia law agenda to rule the country. Now, I'm not saying that everyone against Al-Assad is like that, because basically I'm against Al-Assad. I'm against the regime of bad Syrian regime. But I'm secular person. I'm an atheist. But I'm speaking about the majority of these people who are Muslim radicals Muslim. They believe in taqiyya. They believe in jihad. They are supporting and backing up for majority of jihadists around the world. They actually were very happy when 11 September 2001 happened. And even now, when we are witnessing what's going on in Israel and Hamas and other radicals, how they attacked the Israeli civilians, these people who are now in USA or Canada or in Europe, they are actually very happy to see what's going on to civilians who are not Muslim, and they are backing up these terrorists. And when you speak to them, they won't show you the truth that they are backing up these terrorists, but they will give you an image that, oh, poor Palestinians, we are not with the radicals, but we are with the civilians. But indeed, they are actually with the radicals. So basically, they are doing taqiyya. They are fabricating, and they are doing what's called a reaction formation. A reaction formation is a kind of immature self-defense mechanism. This is basically what kind of taqiyya, if we can define it in psychological terms, reaction formation. So thank you again for the topic, and it's very important for any American citizen or Canadian or European to know about this topic, so they can expect what's going on and what's coming in the future from radicals of Muslims who immigrated to US, Canada, Europe, but not everybody, but the majority of radicals who are following Sharia law. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay, thank you, Brave. Thank you for muting yourself. Yes, that's a pity. However, it's very difficult not to talk about politics actually when it comes to this subject, because at the end of the day, it's a political subject, maybe. So yeah, I would like to maybe, we try not to promote any side against other sides when it comes to political conflicts. However, yes, what's happening, unfortunately, probably we can't not mention Hamas as an example, because all Hamas leaders are, living in Turkey and in Qatar, and they practice Attaqyah every day on Al Jazeera and everywhere. So they try to they pretend that yes, they will be nice to everyone, while it's completely the opposite. And that's what happened in Egypt, for example, when the Muslim Brotherhood took over the power. They pretended that they would rule the country in equity with everyone and stuff like that. And they even had a minister. Uh, 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 so they are actually, there is a comment here from DG Smoky. Well, thank you, DJ, but we need to talk. I'm sorry. We all feel sorry of what's happening actually in Gaza and Israel from both sides. We are, as atheists, we support humanity in the first place. And no matter how we disagree with people, we still feel sorry. And we don't want to see civilians killed by any means anywhere. So if you like, DJ, if you like to join us to say something, you are welcome. As we said, the link, I can put the link again if you like. If you have missed the link, I can put the link again. If you click on the link, even if you have a mobile in your hand, even if you are watching from a mobile, you still can. You have to follow the instructions. I guess you need to have a Chrome on your mobile to be able to use it. So yeah, that's actually what we want to explain today. Too many examples. I am an immigrant myself, and I did the exam of the citizenship. And in the exam of the citizenship, they put those questions to make sure that you understand democracy and you understand that you need to treat everyone in respect and you need not to have any racist concept in your mind and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I guess I could say that maybe up to 30% or 20% of the Muslims who get naturalized in Western countries, they actually could do that in purpose. I'm pretty sure the maximum majority don't know what they're doing because actually they practice it by instinct. They practice it as a part of their culture. And probably if Adam can add something in that, because what I believe that the maximum majority of Muslims actually don't understand Islam and they don't know what they believe in. So are you happy, Adam, if you are still with us, to comment about that part? What do you think? How much, especially non-Arabic speaking Muslims, know about this subject we are talking about? Are you there, Adam?
I actually want to answer
Sorry,
that
yes, I'm
question.
here.
Yeah.
Yes, you can go and answer before me, and I'll answer after you. Sorry,
Oh, thank you,
I was
Adam, for
speaking and I
giving me
thought
a...
I didn't see that I was muted.
I
But
thought
there you go.
I thought you were busy. So, my quick answer is that not only like maybe some of Muslim in Middle East or Arab Muslim don't know about this topic we are speaking about, but I can assure you that majority of second or third generations of immigrant Muslims in the Western world, I can assure you they have no idea what you are speaking about probably until now, because basically they don't know a lot in Islam. So, and these people, especially guys, teenagers, you will see them now, they are backing up the radicals in the Middle East overseas because they don't know what's going on. They just go with the flow. They see that their parents or their relatives, all generator relatives, are backing up for these jihadists, and they like passively just backing up them, and even they defend them without even realizing what's going on or what is the truth in Islam or what's even the truth in overseas. So this is to answer your question. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Brave. Yes, exactly. That's the thing. Most of them does not really know uh, a lot of things on the subject. I'm sorry, I just have a technical problem. I'll be back with you in a second. Can you continue, Sam? Sorry, I'm just facing a technical problem right now.
Adam, okay, you can take your time whenever you're ready.
What do you think, Sam, about what I said? Do you agree with me that this new generation who was born and raised in America of Islamic background culture, they don't
Totally.
know?
I totally agree with you because especially, okay, Adam is back. Maybe can comment on that. I will give the mic to Adam.
Yes, thank you so much, and I'm very sorry my laptop freezed a little bit. So the thing is, yes, they do support that. We've seen it on their comments in the beginning of the attack when Hamas jihadists just parachuted down to the Israeli neighborhoods, and they start just like these videos start spreading where they are just arresting civilians and all this horrible images that we've seen. They were so happy about it because they have this conqueror culture where they just whenever they conquer someone, they will just take everything. There is no boundaries for how they treat the prisoners or how they treat civilians. For them, they are fighting the infidels. So it doesn't matter if you're a child, if you're a woman, if you're a man, it doesn't matter. So it's insane what we've seen, the way that people cheered that up in the beginning. And I was like horrified, like, oh my God, what will happen right now? How the world reacts? What is the type of reaction that the Benjamin Netanyahu's government is going to take? Because we know Netanyahu is a very strict person. Like his government will respond really, really harsh, especially during the time that Israel itself have a lot of political issues where people demonstrating, and they presented a gift for the Israeli government by this attack, doing it so they would just united all the Israelis behind Benjamin Netanyahu. Now he have all the right to do whatever he wants, but still you would see that we see it that it is an equal. Like when the Israeli bombardment has started and after the attack of Hamas, we see some comparisons. Oh, they are both criminals. I have a little bit, I have a few comments on it. I mean, logically, it is very different that you just parachute on a neighborhood and start killing and looting and killing everyone you can. And on the other side, when you're trying to protect your society, send people, show the people on the map the safe zones that they could refuge to, so they don't stay under the bombardment. There is a lot of moral differences here. That the ones who's you take a rocket launcher and you start launching hundreds of rockets.
Okay, Sam. Sorry, sorry, Adam. We don't want to take the subject very far in politics.
Yeah, I
if
mean,
you don't mind.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you are trying to explain your point. Okay, I agree, but I just want to insist here that we don't want to see any civilian from any sides getting killed. And just I would like to ask you again the question, just to concentrate on that part. What I said, probably with your technical issue, you were not hearing me well. What I said that what I believe that the maximum majority of Muslims don't understand Islam, and when they practice Attaqyah, they practice it by culture, they practice it by instinct, but they don't actually understand everything I said about the verse and how it's explained and all that stuff. Actually, they don't understand it. What's your experience with that? If you can tell us a bit about it, especially for non-Arabic speaking Muslims, which they are maybe 1.2 billion people don't natively speak Arabic, but they believe in Islam. I will give you the mic.
When I turned atheist, before that, I was like a normal person who would want to search and read about the religion that I was born with. And when I start reading about it and I see all this immoral things within it, I started to talk to my friends about it, and I realized they did not even go deep 1 centimeter from the surface. They treat it like a soccer team or something that they just cheer up for. They don't really understand most of the religion itself. They don't know nothing about the fiqh, for example, or the Sharia law. They just think, okay, Islam is the best religion of the world and we have to spread it. They don't know the differences between the duties and why should we believe this? How do we believe this? Most of them did not even read the Quran, or they don't understand most of the words that it's written in, even though they speak Arabic. So they are very unaware of the religion itself. They just practice it blindly on the surface. We just pray and do this and do that. And actually, that is the problem that we have. That when we talk about it, most of the ones who don't even know what we're talking about goes against us, like our friends or families. I'm a cast away from the family and the friends, like, oh, he's an infidel. We don't want to talk to him. And in some parts, it was like my own life was at risk because of this. So, yeah.
I want to add one thing, please, regarding the immigrant Muslims and why they don't know deeply inside about Islam in general. So what's going on is that the American, for example, I'm in United States. The United States Constitution and laws prevent in natural way the radical Muslims from practicing the majority of Sharia law. So basically, this new generation of Muslims here in the country, they don't have the opportunity to witness the radical Muslims in reality, in real, face to face. There's no opportunity for them to know about that unless if they went to the Middle East. And by saying went to a Middle East, it means like to go and live there, not just go and visit. Because to go and visit somebody for 1 month, 2 months, you won't know their truth until you live with them for at least 5 years to know how is Sharia law is actually going on with the majority of radicals and how they are practicing it. So for Muslims and the new generation here, the teenagers or like the college guys or even 20s, 30s, the Muslim generation in United States, they don't know anything. Just they know that you go to mosque, you pray for half an hour, you get out, and then you gather with families, and that's it. That is Islam. Like they have no idea about taqiyah. They have no idea about the duties, all the duties, and how you practice them in real. Maybe they heard about them, but they haven't witnessed how you practice them in real. Similarly to who is living in the Middle East. So yeah, I just wanted to summarize. And also Islam by itself, now here's my point. Not everybody know about this point. Islam by itself is actually a political more than religious behavior. So this is why you see Muslims are calling for to change the constitution of the Western countries to Sharia law, because basically they are not Muslims and they cannot follow any constitutions of any countries other than the constitution of Muslims. So basically Islam is a constitution for itself, and it's obligating on every Muslim to believe only in this constitution. So basically this is why in the Western they are not happy with any leader other than Muslim who follow the Islam political group. And this is why actually we see Muslim Brotherhood Party group. They are the real Islamic culture, religion, and politics. It's all in once in Islam.
It was mentioned in the, I think it's the Surah Al-An'am, chapter 57, when the Quran says, قل إني على بينة من ربي وكذبتم به ما عندي ما تستعجلون به إن الحكم إلا لله يقص الحق وهو خير الفاصلين. It is only Allah who decides. He declares the truth and He is the best of judges. They don't want to be under any other rule but the rule of Allah. That's mentioned in the Quran itself. So it is a very serious rule that they cannot go against.
Exactly. So this is why you see them, they are unhappy of any constitution in the world, and they are practicing Attaqyah by saying that, oh, our Islam get along with this constitution. For example, our Islam law, Sharia law, is similar. For example, sometimes they will tell you similar to Canadian law, similar to the humanitarian American laws, constitution. But indeed, actually, it's a different, completely constitution.
Yeah, In many verses it was mentioned that it is only the God of who rules. It's only the laws of God that complies. It's only the words of God that we will listen to. It was mentioned in many examples. The Quran is totally full with it.
You know who actually practicing taqiyya? There are here diplomatics in Congress called the Squad. Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar.
And Sarsur, I think her name was the
Ilhan Omar. Yeah, they call them the Squad. They are 4 or 5, and these Congress women, they are actually getting along with the LGBT and practicing the taqiyya with them as if we are supporting of you, and we like you, and Muslims like the Islam is nice to you, so we are in one team. But indeed, this is a funny part. Indeed, if these LGBT went to an Islamic 90%, not even 99%, 90% Islamic Sharia law, this LGBT will be executed right away, like in Iran, like we see in Saudi Arabia. So
I've
basically,
seen
Ilhan Omar and Rashida Talib, they are practicing taqiyya, like for everybody to know what taqiyya in real life.
She was literally walking in the pride holding the LGBTQ flag. I was
Exactly.
shocked when I saw that. I was like, what the hell is going on? I mean,
So to
it's
make
crazy.
it clear for the listeners, if you want to know what taqiyya is, that's just observe and watch Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, the Squad, and what they are doing. This is exactly taqiyya in Islam.
Exactly.
Okay, guys, this is actually a very good part. Thank you, Brave. You mentioned Ilhan Omar because she nearly managed to pass Islamic phobia law, just like in Canada. Now, if you go to Canada, you can't say what we are saying here. By the way, if we were in Canada, we could go to jail, all of us. So the mentioning what you said, Adam. Actually, the verse number 56 in Al-Ma'idah, the section number 5, وَمَنْ يَتَوَلَّ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولُهُ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا فَإِنَّ حِزْبَ اللَّهِ هُمُ الْغَالِبُونَ.
هم الغالبون.
So, those who follow God and His Prophet, I don't know how many times this actually came in Quran. So you have to follow God and the Prophet and those who believe. So those are Hezbollah, the party. Hizb means the political party, the party of God, and they are the victorious.
And dominator.
So that's why.
And not just victorious, and the dominator, like
Yes, Al-Ghalibun, yes.
so it's
Yeah,
like a
actually
dominator.
it comes in the same. Yes,
Dominant,
yes, that's
predominant. Oh, exactly.
dominant, yes. So I guess it's understood. So that's why Hezbollah in Lebanon named itself Hezbollah, because you cannot have political parties in Islamic countries, but the party of God. So that's why in Afghanistan they don't have parties. There is no parliament. So democracy itself is against the Islamic Sharia. And all those who reach like Ilhan Omar, who's a senator in the United States, they use democracy, but they do not believe in it because it is against God. And they believe in their heart that if they work against God, they're going to go to hell. If they go to hell, what's the point? So here where taqiyya plays the role. So they are allowed to use the political system of the disbelievers till they can reach a point where they can apply the real Sharia, and only Hezbollah will be the dominating or the dominant party in the country. And as you said also, Adam, they say al-Islam dinun wa dawla.
Islam
So
is a
Islam
state
is,
and a religion, and
yes,
it is a state
state
before
and
being a
religion.
religion. Exactly.
So you can't separate them. You can't be secular and believe in Islam at the same time. Bullshit. So
That's
that's
true.
why there is no such creature named modern Muslim. There is no such creature on planet. They don't exist. All those who pretend to be more modern and to be, midstream, whatever you want to name them, either they have no idea what they are talking about or they are practicing at-taqiyya. Full stop.
Exactly. And can I add one thing? Now,
Mm.
some people, when they are hearing us speaking about taqiyya, first thing they will think about, what is this Muslim who's practicing taqiyya, will he ever feel ashamed or feel that he is doing something fake and he must be ashamed of himself? He's a liar. He's lying to others and pretending thing, but he's something else. Doesn't he feel in deep that he is a liar and he will be punished? For example, because this is what always Western people, the well developed people, always think deeply, if I lied, I will have a bad karma, for example. I will be punished in the afterlife or something. So they always internal feeling to shape your behavior. But for Muslims who practice taqiyya, let me tell you something about them. These people, they assure to themselves that even though they are liars, but these lies will serve God. So they will be forgiven in the afterlife. And actually, not just forgiven, they will be promoted and will be rewarded for practicing taqiyya or for being liars and being fake. They will be rewarded in the future. So just to let you know the idea about taqiyya and how people who practice in taqiyya feel inside.
Yeah, that's true. And I re-insist actually on the fact that now they are very proud that there are not less than 1.7 billion Muslims on planet. From those 1.7 billions, half billion are living in Arabic countries. But people don't know that more than 50% of those Arabs or Arabic-speaking people, let's say not Arabs, we don't want to go there, actually practically are illiterate. So they can't read and understand even a newspaper. So when it comes to the language of Quran, it's a very complex language because it's an old language full with uh, grammar mistakes, illogical. It's not, there is no logic in Quran. It's just mixed. It's like they just mix things from everywhere and they put it all together. Too much conflict, too much conflicts in Quran. And they're very confusing, and you have to spend very long time reading the explanation and reading the reasons of those verses and why they came till you start understanding. So imagine for someone living in Pakistan or living in Afghanistan or in India or Philippines, Indonesia, they have no idea of whatsoever what is written in it. So they have been indoctrinated, and just they've been lectured all their lives what they had to believe in. But actually, they have no idea at all what they believe in. Zero.
Exactly. I
What the-
mean, as an
Yeah.
Arabic native speaking person, I mean, still, I would not understand half of the words that they say. I have to go back to books and read what could be the meaning because there's many readings of the Quran because we have many sects within the Islam, each one of them translated into their own beliefs. So it's insane. You don't even know who to discuss it with, because no one would really understand it. Sometimes you see God as a dominant person that would just punish the whole village for the sin of few, and he would just tear the ground under them and just like kill them all. And sometimes you see him very merciful, and the problem is that when Muhammad was preaching Islam in Mecca, the part of Quran that was written in Mecca came very peacefully. You have your religion, I have mine. If you kill one soul as if you killed the whole humanity, these verses that most of the Muslims comes and debate with us about it, that Islam is the religion of peace. Look what the Quran says. And they don't understand that God himself in the Quran says every verse God change or remove, he would bring one that is better than it. It's I don't really remember the exact
The
chapter. What was it?
abrogation.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about the abrogation. Look,
Yeah,
this is a very complex subject, by the way,
yeah,
abrogation in
exactly.
Islam. So because I have another theory about it, that because Quran was written by many people in different times, you know. So, however, that's all comes again with the deception, because they use actually the Mecca Quran when
The
they are
Meccan.
under pressure. Yes, and when they are in power and they can do something, they use the Madani Quran.
Yeah, and it's called An-Nasikh
So
wal-Mansukh in Arabic.
exactly, the abrogation, the abrogator and the abrogated.
Yeah,
So
so when a new law comes, it would remove the old law and we would practice the new one.
exactly,
So when the Quran says, you have your religion, I have mine, and then he says on the other one, whenever you find the infidels, you kill them, it's totally contradicts. So
exactly,
Muslims have to follow the second one that came. And I don't understand why an almighty creature, an almighty knowing and all-knowing, all-wise person would say something and then change it with another rule. Why did he put that rule in the first place? Because it came just to suit the needs of the prophet at the time.
Exactly. To suit the need. So it's actually taqiyya. You have to
Exactly.
to practice taqiyya until you are powerful to put a new law to suit your position.
Exactly.
So when you are weak, you have to practice taqiyya and you have to say the most peaceful things until people will follow you. And now you are strong, and then you can reveal the monster inside you. You know, that's how taqiyya. And also, I want to say last example about taqiyya. Hopefully, people in United States will understand it full image. My example is what happened in September 11, 2021, 2001. September 11, when they hit the buildings.
yeah,
Basically, these terrorists, if you remember, and I watched documentary show, two of them were like they are half of them are Arabic and they are not Arabic, who from the 19 terrorists who did the attacks at that time. So basically, let me bring examples, names of two main characters, two main terrorists. Their name Muhammad Atta and Al Jarrah. So
mm,
basically, these two terrorists, when after they did the attack, the federal authorities, FBI, they went to their places to investigate the witness, their neighbors, the American neighbors, like how did they live with them? What did they witness when they were living with them for months before the attack? And the American people, their neighbors, and everybody who witnessed them, basically their answers were, "We got shocked. How come these people, they were wearing suits like us, they were eating like us, they were behaving like us, everything was normal. we never suspect in them, and then all of a sudden to do this attack and they are real terrorists. Basically, this is what taqiyya mean. You have to shape yourself and fake yourself, what you are wearing, what you are speaking, what you are behaving in culture, to don't reveal your true identity. Now, last thing, the FBI found a letter left by Muhammad Atta before he went to the airplane and did his attack. He left a message to Muslims. In that message, he spoke specifically about and giving like advice for the Muslims after him who's gonna follow his lead and follow his path, telling them, advising them to do taqiyya. Exactly, guys, I will shock you. He was saying exactly what taqiyya. He was telling them, you have to not reveal your identity. You have to behave like the infidel, the people who are not Muslim, when you are with them, because you don't have to let them suspect in you. This is what taqiyya. And you, whoever who watched the documentary about September 11, they can see this letter message left by Muhammad Atta. Thank you.
Well, actually, someone would tell you, yeah, but all spies do that. Yes, but they do it not in the name of God. Our problem
Absolutely.
here, that
Yes.
yeah, because that's our problem with them, that they want to make it as a holy or a divine rule, and they apply it on everyone. And if you argue with it, they will kill you. They will cut your head. So it's not, you would expect it, of course, from any spies, and of course they behave, they they use a sort of political taqiyya, but they don't believe that it was ordered by God, and they don't go and practice that with their family and their friends and everything, because the moment you believe that you have the right to lie, you practice it everywhere, and your children will learn it from you, and it becomes a culture. And that's what is happening actually in Islamic world. That's what is happening. They just practice it everywhere, and it became like a very accepted behavior. It's not shame to lie. It's not. It's not shame. Anyhow,
Correct.
guys, we are closing to 1 hour. And I guess it doesn't look that we're gonna get any more people.
Carlos,
Still,
can I say
Carlos,
if our friend Carlos here wants to say something before we close? Probably
no,
because
it doesn't
I
look like.
suspected that his language is not good, but probably he's understanding us, you know?
He's having much noise around them. Actually, he has a family. I think
Okay.
too much
Okay.
noisy
Okay.
around them.
I see.
Look, and also, of course, needs some accepted level in English to go that complex. Too complex to talk about this subject. However, I guess we're gonna give ourselves most probably actually 2-week break, because we need to decide about the next subject, try to advertise for it properly. This takes time. So I'm thinking about bringing the subject of capturing women in war and had sex with them. They'll use them like sex slaves.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. I guess if someone watched this video to the end, and if they like to send us messages on Facebook, they can suggest something. But I guess I think it's gonna be in 2 weeks. It's a bit complex, and obviously with the copyright issue, I had actually to delete the previous video today, because it could end in closing the page, the Facebook page. So that's why if you see some professionals actually doing those things, they actually type it. They put slides. So they have they can't do it in slideshow. They put the same wording, but you can't actually put it from the website because it's here copyrights would be involved. However, look, I guess we have to thank everyone, and I hope that more people will
Join us later time.
will join us later in more videos coming up, and we'll see.
And,
So
and
anyone
more
want
truth.
to end with anything? Yes, of course.
I'm really looking forward to hear from you because you are you are giving me a lot of information I never knew before. Like I heard about it, but actually not that deep. I didn't even know it's exactly written like that. So thank you for sharing your information with us.
No worries. Anything you want to say, Adam?
Yes, I would like to ask our friends who heard us to like and subscribe our video and follow us for more upcoming subjects that we're going to talk about and discuss more things, and we're going to go more deeply in the subject in the future. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Brave. Thank you for whoever listened to us today and gave us the time. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Have a good night.